This is Jeffrey Friedland, and I'd like to welcome you back to a new edition of Cannabis and Hemp Insider, Friedland's Corner. Friedland's Corner is about my providing to you not news that's generally available everywhere, but my sort of insight, my comments, my opinions, and my thoughts regarding the future as it relates to the cannabis, hemp, and CBD industries. As many of you know, we've been following very closely for years now the status of CBD in the United States. We were all ecstatic, as many other participants in the hemp industry were, when the Farm Bill of 2018 was signed into law. But then when we saw the role for various government agencies, the Food and Drug Administration, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Federal Trade Commission, and all the states and their Department of Agriculture, we've described it, I've described it, as many of you know, as a bit of a roller coaster over the next few years. And so we were very disappointed when the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, indicated that CBD was not approved, was what's called GRAS, generally regarded as safe, was not generally regarded as safe as a food, beverage, or nutritional supplement, or anything to be ingested, including tincture, which is probably one of the biggest markets for CBD products. And that's not because CBD is harmful. It's that before the 2018 Farm Bill, no participant in the industry had any economic benefit from spending the money to prove that CBD was generally regarded as safe for grass. We see that happening, but it hasn't happened yet. So our premise then became primarily for CPG companies. CPG companies are consumer packaged goods companies that make food, beverages, or cosmetics, basically. So if you think of Coca-Cola, or you think of General Mills or Heinz, they're all CPG companies, or for that matter, Elizabeth Arden or anybody on the cosmetic side. We have been, and those of you know that I'm involved on the consulting side of working with CPG companies. We've encouraged them to move forward now, irrespective of the FDA's position, and formulate products with CBD now so that they're on the shelf and so that they're ready to go. At the same time, we saw a huge opportunity with states who were not also willing to wait for the federal government, where CBD as an ingestible is allowed on a state-by-state basis. We've seen that in several states, Colorado at the top. But the biggest market we've been watching is California. California is the fifth biggest economy in the world. Population, I believe, bigger than Canada, with I think more than 35 million people in California. So it's a huge, huge market. Almost 9 months ago, bills were introduced in the California Assembly to legalize the use of CBD as a food, beverage, or nutritional supplement. They didn't get dealt with by the legislature, by the California Assembly in the fall. We thought it was going to be fourth quarter last year, as a lot of people did. They didn't deal with it. Then it was going to be first quarter this year. And, it just keeps getting pushed back and back and back. The bill sponsor, Cecilia Aguilar Curry, she's been in there and pushing and pushing and pushing because of what she sees as the economic benefits. She's now said that she'll bring the bill back in August. So we got more time on our hands, mainly because the General Assembly, California General Assembly, was focused on economic issues, according to her, dealing with the COVID-19 fallout. The bill that she's introduced, or will introduce again, gives the state health department the authority to license and register production facilities for hemp-infused products including CBD. Other interesting thing was, and I've been a big proponent of this for a few years, the bill would also require the use of quick response or QR codes on products and on labeling. QR codes are those little square codes that we see on a lot of products now. And those would link to what's called a COA, or certificate of analysis. A lot of producers here in Colorado have been doing this for quite a while, where on the packing list, where on the shipping label, on the invoice, they have a QR code. It goes right to the certificate of analysis, which shows exactly what is in the material, in the product, with a heavy focus on THC levels to make sure it's under 0.3% THC and is considered legal CBD from hemp, as opposed to hemp from marijuana, which isn't legal under the Farm Bill. So we thought that was going to be pretty exciting about the QR codes too in California. Her bill, again, we'll have to see how she reintroduces it and what the California General Assembly does with it, but it would also allow not just CBD from hemp products to be sold, but as we understand it, it would allow CBD products to be sold in state licensed marijuana dispensaries or stores. Now, what's not clear to us yet is whether the state licensed marijuana stores can sell CBD products derived from industrial hemp, or whether they would only be able to sell CBD derived from marijuana. Quite honestly, the yields from marijuana plants for CBD, and for the most part, are greater than from industrial hemp. But again, Aguiar Curry, she has stated that she feels that hemp and the hemp industry in California would be a great, a great driver of economic growth. Where does that put us? Well, we've been encouraging our clients who are CPG companies, again, food, beverage, cosmetics, formulate products now. And we believe that California, again, the fifth biggest economy in the world, population bigger than Canada, is an incredible test market. And we firsthand understand that some grocery chains with huge operations in Canada that are in California, that are national chains, are very interested in adding CBD products. And that this California approval of CBD as a food, beverage, nutritional supplement would give them a green light, at least on an intrastate basis, in the state of California. So we'll continue to watch this. We'll continue to keep our eyes on what's happening with the FDA, with the state of California, with other states. And again, if any of you are CPG, consumer packaged goods manufacturers, we'd be delighted to talk with you about your formulation, about your manufacturing process, and most importantly, about your branding, marketing, and sales strategies. Because if you're a CPG manufacturer, whether it's beverages or food products, from beef jerky to a soda or carbonated water, marketing CBD is different than any other type of product, and we can provide some real insight to you as to what's working and what's not working in the marketplace. So again, we're delighted to have you with us here today. I look forward to having you back on another edition of Cannabis and Hemp Insider, Friedland's Corner. Until then, bye, stay healthy.